All right. So Saturday sessions, after a very, very, very long break, we are back. And I would just like to officially say hello to all of those of you that will be watching this, either watching this live or watching this on replay. Um, it's a little bit later in the afternoon here, so the sun is slowly setting, and I just wanted to get out, kind of out on the air, so to speak. So, to be very honest, this is kind of raw. It's it's um, it's honest, of course, but I didn't flip on the lights, so it's not going to be the best lighting, right? That professional quality, maybe that you might expect or be thinking, what's going on. That's well, we're going to be missing that for a little bit of today. But I wanted to talk about something that is important. I feel very much so for all these men, all of you, who in particular are husbands and also are fathers, are dads. And quite frankly, this is an issue that I think that we as men just tend to overlook because we don't think that it's important, or we don't think it's cool to talk about, or for whatever different maybe prejudices, stereotypes, we just don't pay enough attention to that. And the topic is just really really easy. Actually, it's self care. So I would say probably the majority of us have been unable to go to our local barber shop, our the hair salon, whatever place you go to get your hair cut. And even if you say, or you're thinking to yourself, well, I have my very own electric razor, and I take care of my hair all by myself, or I trim my own beard with something that's electric. If that's the case, then very, very good. And I'm happy to hear that. But I think that for a lot of us, even if we do have those electronic devices, we have become lazy. In particular, when it comes to the self care. Now, what I mean by that is especially those of us that have the facial hair, right? We've allowed our mustaches, our goatees, our beards, um, allowed them to get a little wild. We've allowed the hair to grow a little bit longer. Um, Maybe we talk a lot about fitness, and how we should be doing some kind of fitness routine. And for many people, even that is a challenge, right? We kind of let ourselves go. So for a lot of us, 2020 was one of those write-off type of years where just it's on. Well, it's February 21. And for, I think, majority of us, we are still living in some varying degrees of quarantine, of restrictions, a life which is drastically different than what it was in the past. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't stop taking care of yourself. Now, I'm telling you to go and get yourself a facial or a manicure and a pedicure, well, most of those places probably are closed, right? But you can definitely go online, and you can find, and I'm going to be putting in the link description, um, some products, some sources that I think would be good for you to check out. And at this moment, I'll be very honest, I have zero affiliation with them. So I'm giving them free advertising. I'm giving you an opportunity to have a look at them, but I'm not actually going to be getting any kickback from it. That's probably stupid on my part, right? I should maybe have thought this through. But there's a couple that I think are good, and you can check them out. The point, again, to bring it back to center of what I'm trying to say to you all is I let myself go for about a week and a half. I didn't trim my beard. Actually, I didn't really shave underneath, um, and it was partly because I was being lazy. There was a mental sluggishness then when it came to how I looked. Also, um, I guess you can also say I was waiting to see if there would maybe be a reaction from the wife, from my kids. Um, So those two kind of competing attitudes when waiting for a reaction, and also just maybe kind of laziness. Maybe that's driving you not to care so much about your appearance, not to care so much about how you are dressed. Since so many of us literally are moving from one room of our house to another room of our house every single day, very limited in terms of when we're going out and where we can exactly go. So to return to this topic though of self-care, I was doing some exercising today. That is something that I have still continued with, but I came back and I didn't like what I looked like in the mirror, and so I decided, to actually to shave, to trim my beard. It took about 15 minutes. Um, I have a little beard balm cream, that I ended up putting on afterwards, and I feel really nice. I feel very, very good, and partly that is, um, I like the smell. I feel good about that, but I can tell I look nice, and I hope that the smell will be pleasing for my loved ones when I give them a kiss and when I give them a hug later tonight. My wife is gone at the moment. I have one of my kids home with a friend, and they're in the other room. They're playing, so they're spending some time together. So later on, when I see them, later on when I hug them, later on when I kiss them, I hope that they like that smell, and maybe even they're going to give a comment. Now, is that the reason why I did what I did? Yes, yeah, because as a father, as a husband, we are being asked to be the model. We're being asked, and we are failing because we don't usually step up, or we step up, but only after we've been asked, or we don't step up at all, and then we feel guilty and we feel shame about it, right? So for me, I want to avoid that. I wanted to set the example. No, no more. I'm going to be, you shouldn't be wearing the sweatpants and the hoodies or the jumpers every single day, right? We have to wear different types of clothes. We can wear different kinds of, we don't have to obviously dress in a suit, but hey, if you want to do that, you can. But we should be dressing appropriately to fit the circumstances. If it's a work day, let's dress like it's a work day. If it's a weekend, let's be dressed casual about it. It's not a cuddle fest. Okay. Um, we should take care of ourselves, men. We should take care of ourselves because our kids are watching us. Our wives are watching us. And I think one of the big keys, not only in our recovery, but one of the keys to making sure that we have an opportunity to feel good in our mind, right? To create and to maintain that good, positive, mindset is is to look after ourselves, to feel good about how we look. And maybe we might not look how we don't might not like how we look, excuse me, physically, but we can work on that. But at least there are some things that we can look and we can make ourselves look slightly nicely in, right? So you can trim your beard a little bit. You can trim, your sideburns a little bit, or you can definitely shave, your neck a little bit. You don't have to look like the wild man. It's not entirely necessary. We're doing this for our kids. We're doing this for our wives. We're doing this for the loved ones that we encounter because we're providing a model as this quarantine, the pandemic continues.
Did you say mocha? Oh, oh, sorry.
One of the kids just came in. So um, that's a nice interruption for the live. We're doing this for our kids, even though I just shoot him out of the room. Right. We're doing this for our mental health. We're doing this as a way to also reconnect with our spouses who we've we've had some strain, we've had some difficulty, some tension, and we're slowly rebuilding not just trust, but we're slowly rebuilding the relationship. We have to be fighting for a great marriage. We have to be fighting for a great family. And as silly as this might sound to you, looking nice, dressing nice. If we feel good, like I feel good right now, if we feel good, we're going to have confidence, and that confidence is going to be spread. Our family's going to feel that. They're going to see that. They're going to model that. And that's what we really need. So, if you have a chance right now, take 15, take 20 minutes, do some self care. As always, your tomorrow begins today. Blessings.